regular people famous. You will never be paid more in your life and more easily than when you are paid for being who you are. Hence the need to be able to identify and say rather relentlessly what you're good at. And hence the need to acquire skills that allow you to leverage what you're good at. You're going to learn to talk about yourself in this inexcusably, embarrassingly, self-promotingly way. You too will be able to say things like, I'm incredibly smart. Because people don't want to buy from other people who say things like, well, I'm kind of smart. Right? So that ability to crisply, clearly, and relentlessly communicate what is an authentic trait of yours, as well as those things, those abilities that you acquire, are going to be central to your being successful. Successful as a brand, successful for the brands you represent, and successful in business. Every day you have the opportunity to say the one thing that will change your life. You have the opportunity online, on ground, by phone, on text, to make an impression on the right people. The right people are the ones you need to take action on your behalf. Actions like buy your products and services, actions like listen to you, take your call, anything that gets you exactly what you want. I'm Nance Rosen, here to be living proof that you can come from anywhere, including nowhere, and get exactly the response you want from the segment or the audience that will make you or your product or your service a success. Yes. So what I got good at, communication, really was only tangentially connected to what I was authentically good at. It was the application. So I want you to think about what you're really good at and plan on being surprised about what you can connect it to in order to earn a really good living. Now, in my case, I was very lucky in that what I got good at is something that I really love. You may need to get good at things that make you your own patron. And I encourage you to acquire skills that give you the freedom to do what you want without direction from the people who are giving you money. All right, so the most important thing for me in terms of you is that you get to be you at the least cost possible to your talent or your ability. The branding equation that you need has 3 parts. Number 1, the law of attractiveness. Now, that is not the law of attraction. This is not The Secret. There's no sitting outside looking at your dirt going, I think there'll be a lawn tomorrow. I think there'll be a lawn, right? I'm not that person, right? So it's the law of attraction. Wishing and hoping and praying. Not that, okay? The law of attractiveness, and we're going to talk about the variety of what attractiveness means. The rule, number 2, the rule of reciprocity. Branding is a very unfair business. Branding is a business where you give information, resources, talent, product, samples, until somebody recognizes you. And sometimes it takes as much as 22 times for you to crack into our brains. And why not? So the law of attractiveness, number 1, 2, the rule of reciprocity, and number 3, the principle of persuasion. So number 1, to be a successful brand, you must be attractive. What does that mean? Appealing. And who's appealing? People who are?
Happy.
Attractive.
Okay, so write yourself down what for you is attractive about another person. I use the word likable. Now, likable doesn't have to mean even congenial. It just has to mean someone who I'm drawn to, right? So for me, attractive is likable. So what is likable about you? What is attractive about you? Some of our greatest flaws make us really attractive, right? Nobody likes perfect people, which is why I'm doing real well in business. Right? So what's likable? Okay, 2, the rule of reciprocity means you give, and then you receive, right? So I use the word generous. So you need to be likable as a brand, and you need to be generous. You need to be able to give. You need to have stuff to give. You need to come to things with an open heart. And 3, persuasive. And this is the right definition of persuasive. A person who is able to change attitudes and behavior without duress, right? Without pressure. You and I will take many different roads toward this thing that we call success. But I'll be somebody who waits for you at the finish line. Thank you.